Everything you could ever desire, everything you have ever dreamed of, already exists. Not in the realm of possibility, but in the realm of certainty. There is no need to strive, to struggle, or to beg the universe. All you must do is assume that it is already yours, and live in that assumption as if it were fact. And when you do, reality bends to that inner conviction, and what once appeared distant becomes present, visible, touchable, real. You are not here to earn your desires. You are not here to prove yourself worthy of them. You are here to awaken to the power that lies dormant within you, the power to assume, the power to feel something to be true, even when all your senses scream otherwise. That is the essence of faith. That is the act of creation. Most people believe that life happens to them. They observe, they react, they adjust. But I tell you, life happens through you, because of you, and ultimately within you. You are the operant power. You are not the audience in this great theater of life. You are the author, the director, and the lead actor, all at once. And every scene, every line, every circumstance is born from the state you occupy within. So what is it to act as if it's already yours? It is to make a claim, not out of arrogance, but out of quiet certainty. It is to walk as if the road has already risen to meet your steps, to speak, to breathe, to move as one who possesses the thing long before the outer world agrees. Suppose you desire wealth. Do not concern yourself with how it will come. The how belongs to the world of shadows, a world that is always a step behind. You must dwell in the world of causes, and that world is within your imagination. Assume the feeling of wealth. Wear it like a second skin. Imagine yourself surrounded by the evidence of it, not as a fleeting daydream, but as a sustained inner reality. As you do this, your world must conform. It has no choice. It is law. Suppose you desire love. Do not plead for affection. Do not lament your loneliness, for these states only reproduce themselves. Instead, imagine that you are already cherished, already adored. Walk with the joy of one who is deeply loved. Sleep with the warmth of that companionship in your heart. Speak from the place of someone who knows they are chosen. And behold, what you assume will harden into fact. The world is a mirror, reflecting not what we want, but who we are. And who we are is nothing more than the state we occupy. States are not permanent. You can move from one to another as easily as you change your clothes. But you must do so with intention, with conviction, and with feeling. Feeling is the secret. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. The emotion behind the assumption is what gives it power. If you can feel it real, it will become real. So many seek to change their conditions. They rearrange the furniture of their lives, hoping for better outcomes. But I tell you, until you change your conception of self, nothing changes permanently. You may see temporary improvements, but they will vanish like mist unless the inner state is made permanent. To act as if it's already yours is to become the one who already has. And from that state, all things flow. The assumption, though false to the senses, if persisted in, will become fact. This is not a hopeful philosophy. This is a law, as dependable as gravity. If you assume a thing long enough, with faith and feeling, the universe will rearrange itself to mirror that assumption. This is not speculation. This is experience. Countless lives have changed, not because of effort, but because of alignment. Do not wait for proof. Proof is the echo, not the voice. Assume it now. Live from the end. That is your only task. Let the world take care of the details. You do not plant a seed and dig it up every day to see if it has sprouted. No, you plant it, you water it with belief, and you trust the unseen process of growth. So too with your desires. To act as if it's already yours is not to deceive yourself. It is to awaken to truth. You are not manifesting something outside of you. You are revealing what has always been yours. Everything you could ever ask for is already established in the eternal imagination of God, and that imagination lives within you. I have seen men rise from poverty to wealth by nothing more than a shift in identity. They saw themselves as successful, even while surrounded by failure, and their world changed to match the new self-image. I have seen the sick healed by assuming the state of health, by no longer identifying with the illness. They ceased to talk about it, think about it, or expect it. They imagined themselves whole, and so they became. There is no fiction in imagination. Whatever you can imagine with feeling is real, more real than what your senses perceive, for the senses lie. They report the past. Imagination sees the future. It creates the future. And what is the future but the result of the present state of mind? You do not need to force anything. You do not need to struggle. You need only to surrender to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That is the secret. That is the path. Enter the state and remain there. Live in it. Speak from it. Act from it. And soon the world will catch up. Let the dream steal upon you quietly. Let the vision dominate your mind. Go within and claim it. Each time the world tries to contradict your assumption, return to the feeling. Reinforce it. Dwell in it again and again. In time it will become easier. The feeling will become natural. And once it is natural, it is inevitable. Do not ask whether it is reasonable. Reason belongs to the limited mind. Your imagination is boundless, and your future is shaped not by logic, but by belief. Believe you are, and you will be. Believe it is yours, and it will come. The only thing ever standing between you and your desire is your belief that it is not yet so. Remove that belief, and the thing rushes to you. You are never waiting for the manifestation. It is always waiting for you to assume it. Life will not give you what you want. It will give you who you are. So become the one who already has, and you will see a world transform in response. Let others mock your assumption. Let the world call you delusional. What does it matter? Did not all great changes begin with someone who dared to believe in the unseen? The truth is, you do not need the world to agree. You only need to agree with yourself, to come into unity within. And from that unity, a new world is born. The world is plastic to your thought. It bends, it molds, it reflects. The only reason it does not seem to change is because you do not persist. You waver. You look too quickly for evidence. But faith is the evidence. Your sustained assumption is the proof of things not seen, and that is enough. So now I say unto you, act as if it's already yours, not tomorrow, not when the signs appear, but now, this very moment. Speak as if it is done. Think from the desire, not of it. Let the feeling of possession wrap around you. Let it guide your thoughts, your movements, your speech, and watch what happens next. Watch how doors open, how people appear, how circumstances shift. Watch how life rearranges itself to make room for the new state you have claimed. This is not wishful thinking. This is creation. You are not asking for a favor. You are exercising your divine right. For you are made in the image of the Creator, and creation begins with assumption. Before the world was formed, it was imagined. So too with your world. Imagine it, and it shall be. Hold fast to your vision. Let no one shake it from you. When doubts arise, and they will, do not argue with them. Simply return to the state. Re-enter the feeling. Reclaim the desire as already yours. This is your work, the inner work, the invisible labor of assumption. Do not wait for evidence before you believe. Believe, and the evidence will follow. Feel it now, own it now, and walk in faith, knowing that what you assume with conviction must come to pass. For you are the operant power, and the world obeys the law of assumption. No matter what your past has been, it does not define you. You are not bound by memory or mistake. You are free to assume a new state at any moment. Right now you can choose a new self, a richer self, a happier self, a loved and loving self. And by choosing it, and living from it, you bring it forth. Let your only concern be the inner world. The outer will take care of itself. Keep your attention within. Live in the end, and let the world echo your new state. The more real it becomes to you, the faster it appears without. But even if it takes time, do not waver. Time is the servant of your assumption, not the master. Begin now, this moment. Close your eyes, and see the life you desire. Feel it, hear it, touch it. Let it be more real than anything around you. And then rise, and live from that place. Carry it with you in every step, every word, every breath. And soon you will see, it is already yours. And what happens next? Life transforms. The impossible becomes ordinary. The world aligns with your inner truth, and you stand, not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. So I say again, act as if it's already yours, and watch what happens next. Do not wait for the world to change before you give yourself permission to feel differently. It will never lead the way. You must be the one to lead, within. As you shift your state of being, the world follows. That is the divine order. Inner first, outer second. When you continue to see the same outer conditions, it does not mean your assumption has failed. It only means the bridge of incidents is still unfolding. Stay faithful. Continue to occupy the state of the wish fulfilled, regardless of appearances. The senses will scream for your attention. Ignore them. Let your inner world be your only concern. You must be bold in your assumption, not desperate, not timid, bold. A quiet, unwavering knowing that it is already done. That is the posture of creation. The calm confidence of one who knows that unseen forces are already at work, and they are. The moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, something shifts, unseen to the eye, but undeniable in its result. The universe begins to conspire in your favor. People you have never met begin to move. Events begin to align. Circumstances begin to reorganize, all to bring you what you have already claimed. You do not need to know how it will happen. That is none of your business. Your only task is to maintain the state. Every morning when you wake, return to the feeling. Every night as you fall asleep, drift into the scene that implies your desire is already fulfilled. Let it dominate your inner conversations. Let it shape your expectations. Expect it. Anticipate it. Not with anxiety, but with joy, with certainty. Because you know who you are. You are the one who imagines. And what you imagine, with belief and feeling, must come to pass. Do not be swayed by what the world shows you in the meantime. The delay is not denial. It is preparation. The moment you assume, the wheels begin to turn. But sometimes the conditions must shift. Sometimes you must be moved into the right place. Sometimes the old must dissolve to make room for the new. Do not resist the process. Welcome it. Trust it. Know that everything is unfolding according to your assumption, even when it seems otherwise. It is not your job to manipulate the outer world. Your only job is to remain faithful to the inner vision. That is the secret of effortless manifestation. The more you try to force it, the more you affirm that it is not yet yours. And that is not the state you wish to occupy. You must feel that it is done, finished, complete. Let that be your resting place. The more natural the feeling becomes, the faster it externalizes. This is why we speak so often of living in the end, not hoping for it, not working toward it, living in it, letting your thoughts, your mood, your behavior, be shaped by the assumption that it is already yours. When you do this, you move with grace. You become magnetic. You speak differently. You carry yourself differently. And without effort, the world responds. All things respond to the assumptions you hold about them. People, events, opportunities. They all take shape according to the mold within your mind. Change the mold, and the form must change. That is the law. There is no external power deciding your fate. You are the one who assigns meaning. You are the one who declares, "This is who I am." And reality echoes back, "Yes, you are." To act as if is not to pretend. It is to become. You must become the version of yourself who already has what you seek. And then you will not be trying to get it. You will be expressing it. Expressing the state, rather than seeking the result. That is the divine difference. And when doubts come, and they will, do not resist them with fear. Observe them, and return to your assumption. Reclaim your state. It is yours. You are not at the mercy of thought. You are its master. You can choose again and again. You can return, moment by moment, to the end. It takes discipline at first, but in time, it becomes your natural dwelling place. And once it becomes natural, it becomes inevitable. Let your imagination be the workshop of your future. Go there often. Build the scenes. Populate them with detail. See the world from the position of fulfillment. And do not merely see, feel. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude. The power of emotion is the fire that makes the assumption live. Without feeling, it is a dry thought. With feeling, it becomes a living seed, a seed that must bear fruit. And when that fruit begins to appear, you will not be surprised. You will recognize it as a reflection of what you already knew within. You will see the familiar face of your own imagination made manifest. You will say, "Of course, I have seen this before. I have lived this already within." And the joy will be quiet, deep and whole. No effort, no struggle, just the natural outpouring of your inner state. And you will begin to see the great secret of life, that all things come to you, not by chase, but by assumption, not by effort, but by embodiment. What you are being, you are becoming. What you are feeling, you are forming. As this becomes more and more real to you, you will find yourself no longer reacting to the outer world. You will respond from the inner. You will become a master of your attention, and your attention, fixed upon the end, will become the steering wheel of your life. So if you wish to change your life, do not begin with the world. Begin with your self-concept. Ask yourself, who must I be to have this? And then be that. Be it now, not later, not when the world gives you permission. Now, the moment you claim it, you initiate a shift that cannot be undone, unless you return to the old state. But why would you? Why go back to lack, to fear, to striving? You have tasted the power of assumption. You have glimpsed the truth. You now know that reality is not something fixed. It is fluid, and you are the one who shapes it, molds it, directs it, not with effort, but with awareness, not with force, but with faith. You do not need to prove this to anyone. Your results will speak for themselves. You will walk differently. You will shine differently. You will carry the silent confidence of one who knows, and others will ask, what has changed? And you may smile, for you will know the answer. You will know that nothing changed, until you did. You changed the inner self, and the world had no choice but to follow. So walk now in that new state. Let the old fall away. It has no claim on you. It only lingers when you feed it with your attention. Withdraw your attention, and it dissolves. Feed the new. Nourish it with your thoughts, your words, your feelings. Give it life, and it will grow. It will flourish, and it will become your world. For this is the law. Whatever you are conscious of being, you become. The world confirms your identity. If you are conscious of being rich, loved, successful, healthy, the world must reflect it, not might, must. It is a mirror, and you are the face. Change the face, and the reflection changes. You are not separate from your desire. You are one with it, the moment you accept it as real. There is no waiting, no gap, only the illusion of time. But time is a servant to the eternal. Now, enter now, possess now, be now. If ever you forget, if ever the world tempts you back into doubt, pause, close your eyes, and remember. Remember who you are. Remember what you have claimed, and return to the feeling. That is your home. That is your truth. That is your power. You do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. So become the one who already has. Dwell in that state. Saturate your mind with it. Let it become your only reality. And from that a new world will rise. A world shaped by your imagination. A world that looks and feels exactly like the dream you have dared to believe. Once you find yourself rooted in that feeling, do not waver. Do not check for signs, or search for evidence in the outer world. For that too, is an act of disbelief. That is to say to yourself, I do not truly believe it is mine, unless the world tells me so. But the world is delayed. It is a reflection, not the origin. You are the cause. The outer world is the effect. So if you wish to see change, you must persist in the unseen. Persist in the feeling. Persist in the knowing. Live from the end, and not toward it. There is great discipline in this practice, but it is not the discipline of strain. It is the discipline of surrender. Surrendering the old man. Surrendering the version of you that lives in wanting, in hoping, in waiting. That version cannot bring about your desire, for it does not align with it. The state of desire is not the state of fulfillment. You must relinquish desire in favor of fulfillment. Let go of wanting, and take hold of being. This is the subtle yet profound shift, moving from lack to love, from hoping to having, not because you have seen it, but because you have chosen it. It is a choice, always a choice, and that choice, made with feeling, with belief, becomes your new point of attraction. You begin to draw to you everything that confirms what you now accept as true. Others may call it delusion. They may say, be realistic, but they speak from a world of effects. They speak from the mirror, not the face. Let them speak. You must remain true to your inner knowing. Let them witness the transformation. Let them see the outer rearrange itself around your assumption. And when they ask how it happened, you will not need to explain. You will simply say, I knew it, I assumed it, I lived it, before it came. This is the secret the world has overlooked, that nothing appears without first being imagined. Every invention, every movement, every creation, began in the unseen. And so too does your new reality. You are not waiting on anything. You are not lacking anything. You have already received, the moment you accepted it within. So now you walk, not as a seeker, but as one who has found, as one who has become.
What a transformation that brings. Your posture changes, your tone changes, your mood elevates, not because something has happened, but because something is happening within. You begin to move with ease, because you are no longer trying to earn what is already yours. You are simply expressing it, embodying it, flowing with it. And that flow, that harmony with your assumption, is what opens the doors, not forced open, but open naturally, by the law that says, according to your faith, be it unto you, not according to your work, not according to your suffering, according to your faith, your inner conviction. And that conviction comes from repeated assumption, from choosing, over and over again, to dwell in the end. Let no one take you from that place. Let no condition, no person, no experience, convince you that what you have accepted within is not real. For what you accept within becomes more real than what you see, and eventually, what you see bends to match it. That is the great mystery. That is the divine law. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are their master. You are not reacting to a world outside of you. You are generating a world from within you. And the more deeply you feel this truth, the more evidence you will see of it, not because you force it, but because you live it. So I tell you again, live from the end. See the world through the eyes of the one who already has. Let that image flood your mind. Let that feeling possess your being. And do not come down from that mountaintop. Let nothing shake your confidence. If the outer contradicts your assumption, bless it, and return within. Your loyalty is not to appearances, but to the unseen reality you have chosen. In time, you will witness the most beautiful thing, the fulfillment of your inner vision. It will come softly, sometimes quietly, sometimes suddenly, but always perfectly. And you will know that it was not luck, it was law. You acted as if it was already yours, and it became yours. But do not stop there, for you will come to see that this power knows no limits. It is not confined to one area of life. Whatever you can imagine, whatever you can feel with conviction, you can bring into form. Health, love, wealth, success, peace, joy. It is all available, not later, but now. And the key remains the same, to act as if it is already done. There is a profound sacredness in this truth. It is not merely technique. It is the very blueprint of creation. God imagined the world and called it good, and so do you. You imagine your desire, and call it done. You become the creator in your own experience, not separate from God, but as His beloved extension. You and the Father are one in this divine act of assuming and expressing. So go boldly, not arrogantly, but boldly, with the quiet confidence of one who knows the secret. Let your inner world become richer than any outer display. Let your dream become so vivid, so real within you, that nothing outside can dissuade you. That is the discipline of faith. That is the persistence of imagination. And that is how your reality changes, forever. And so, beloved, I leave you with this. Dare to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, not tomorrow, not when circumstances improve, but now, in this very moment. Make the bold, sacred decision to live as if it is already yours, not because the world has given you permission, but because your imagination has declared it done. This is not mere fantasy. This is the secret doorway to power, to creation, to transformation. The world will bend, reality will shift, and conditions will rearrange themselves to reflect what you persist in believing. Walk in faith, not in sight. Feel it real, and persist until the unseen becomes the seen. Act as if, and watch what happens next. For when you do, the universe has no choice but to respond. It must bring to you what you have already claimed within. That is the promise. That is the law. That is the divine gift hidden in plain sight. Now go forth, not to try, but to be, not to seek, but to assume, not to wait, but to declare. For the truth is eternal. It is already yours.